live? Are we officially live?
The little red light just went on. The live, it's, tag is there. Live.
It says live. Okay, let me refresh the YouTube because it's obviously lagging. All right. YouTube is muted. All right. Yep. Hi, chat. All right. Hello, everybody. Hello. How are you? I don't know how many people are waiting. We have 2 likes. We have 2 likes.
Oh, that's so exciting. We haven't even said anything yet. People already like this. We're so popular.
I know. It's wonderful.
It makes me so happy. Oh, my goodness. I love that.
All right. So, well, my name's Nicole. I'm here with the lovely Angela, and we're discussing Wild in Love by Eloisa James. And if you've been following us on Twitter today, we've been having a great time.
Today has been an epic day on social media. It's been a great day. If you are not following us on Twitter, you should be, because you will get to see the amazingness as it occurs.
Right. It was pretty awesome. Eloisa James was retweeting us, liking our tweets, commenting on our tweets. So it was pretty awesome. Lady Gizmo, hello. How are you? Happy 4th of July. Happy live stream. Yes, best way to spend a Tuesday. I love it. From me to you, hello. I was in the middle of a Christmas Prince on Netflix. Christmas in July. I love it. How are you? Hi.
I don't know if you'd really mind pausing that one, though.
Oh, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it twice, and I don't know where the second rewatch came from. I feel like I forgot I watched it, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember this, and I should have just turned it off after the first, Anyway, it's one of those, like, it's a Hallmark movie, but it kind of takes it to a whole nother level of, wait a second, and she interrupts Parliament. It's a whole big thing. It's
Oh, okay.
it's like they choose there are a bunch of different tropes in there, and my favorite character is like the little sister. The little actress is so cute. I loved her. She was the movie. It's not bad.
I'm halfway through. It's not bad.
It's not awful. It's not terrible. It's just it reminds me of like they want to be a Hallmark type of movie, but it's not quite Hallmark. So I kind of kept waiting for it to be Hallmark, but it wasn't. I don't know. That was just my own viewer anticipation, I guess, seeping in.
Yeah, she's saying there's some weird twists. The sister makes it.
While people are tuning in, I might as well mention next week Nicole is hosting our movie night. So if you want to, I know as I talk. So every time I talk, the webcam stays on me. But like I'm gonna throw it over to you.
I know whenever I'm, because I'm over here, like she's talking and I'm like, yay, she's talking about me, yay. But yes, we'll be watching Never Been Kissed. We're continuing our Drew Barrymore romantic.
The 90s Drew Barrymore.
Yes. With Never Been Kissed, we are going to be watching that, and I'm going to be live tweeting. Angela will be on the Romantics at Hart Twitter page. I will be on my own and use the hashtag Who Picked This Movie, and we'll be just watching some wonderful romantic movies.
I know. I was like, I'm gonna mention it now because I know someone mentioned they'll put this on, like they'll put the live streams on in the background while they're doing household chores and stuff. I'm going, we're gonna mention movie night at the very beginning, just so in case someone pauses it midway through for whatever reason, they know to tune in for movie night. Right.
Lady Gizmo, love her movies. Someone ate my whole pie. Yes, when she's back from the club. Oh gosh, that's so funny. Someone ate my entire pie.
I love that movie so much. It's not even funny. I think I can quote pretty much all of it at this point.
Yeah, I feel like every time it's on TV and I see it, no matter if it's like halfway through or almost done, I have to just sit and watch it. Oh, it's so good. I love it.
And it makes me laugh every single time, too. There's this thing about movies and books and stuff. Even when you know it's happening, even when you know the dialogue, if you still laugh, that is a really good sign. Whether it's the acting, the scene, something. But like if you know what's happening and you're still surprised and laugh and have that emotion, that's truly special. Just saying.
Absolutely. I love it. Great. Lady Gizmo saying it's a great choice. Thank you so much. And April is here. Hello, April. How are you?
Hi, April. I was talking to her on Twitter earlier.
Oh, really? I love it.
Transcending platforms.
I love that she has, you know, joined us and she's loving all the romance genre books that she's reading. I love it so much. Puts a big smile on my face every time she chats with me.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love telling you. Oh, this just makes me so happy. I thought I was already following April. Hi, April. I know time about you. Like, here, I thought I was already following you on Twitter, and then I had to go refollow. I don't know what it is about my Twitter, but it will like randomly unfollow depending if I follow on my phone versus my computer. So like I refollowed you. We're all good now. But if anyone thinks I follow you, like it's not on purpose, just let me know, and I will pick you right back up.
Sometimes YouTube does that. Like it unsubscribes me to people and I'm like, yeah, don't, thanks.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I like randomly, yeah. Apparently I randomly unsubscribe to things. Don't know why.
I don't know. Maras is here. Hello, how are you?
So who here has read Wilde and Love? I'm kind of curious if you guys have already read this month's book.
I've read it. I've read it. Yes, who has read it and enjoyed it and loved it? And star ratings. Did you like give it a star rating? Let us know what you think in the comments, please.
I was not able to take credit for this book yet on Goodreads. For some reason, it kept saying user error, and Goodreads kept saying, you know, you cannot log in and stuff. So today was a very temperamental day for Goodreads, and I don't know.
I haven't I just went on Goodreads to make the event for tonight, and that was the only time I was on there. I haven't had a chance to update my Goodreads either because I get off at work at 4 and then I come straight here to do the live stream on Tuesdays. But I will update it. I mean, I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5 stars.
Wow, so you really liked it.
I really liked it. It was so funny. I loved Willa and I loved Alaric and I loved Sweet Pea. I swear she made it for me. It was so cute.
I love the animals, and I posted it over on Twitter. I love the quote where she goes, you know, this big strong guy is, you know, hunched over the skunk, and that image just really struck me as, you know, this big muscle man trying to pick up this baby skunk. I was going, oh, that's so cute. I think I went aw out loud, and the dog looks at me like, what did I do? I'm like, it's not you, it's the book.
It's not you. It's not you. I know. It was so cute. April is saying she read it like a week ago. I wish I had waited right before the chat. I've read like 3 books since then. 3 books. Nice. Yeah, I usually read it like either the previous day or the day of, just so it's fresh in my brain so I can talk about it with you guys.
We do that. Yeah, we had this discussion before. I don't know if this was on air or just us talking, but because we read so much, it's one of those, you're better off reading it closer to the event this way you don't forget the details. So I read it yesterday, and that's why I had all the tweets for today, because I was able to, you know, flag stuff. But yeah, I love this book. I give it the same rating, 4.5. You know, we just did the live stream over on Nicole's channel talking about historical romances, and Eloisa James does exactly what I was talking about that I look for in my historicals, where she captures kind of that modern day mentality and puts it in a historical time period. So you have someone like Willa making comments about maybe the men should have the men babies because they're bigger, and like she's having these kind of feminist comments thrown in the mix, and she has women who have agency. And I mean, they're very intelligent, they're sassy, and I mean, we will get into spoilers. He does save her twice. We do have damsel in distress moment, but I was not, you know, that did not, you know, detract from the reading experience for me. I was like, yes, she's doing the modern. I like this. You know, I can enjoy this. I am here for this read and along for this ride. So he just does it so beautifully.
Yeah, I love that too. It's just there is something about the way Eloisa James' writing style. She is just, it's poignant and romantic, but at the same time witty and funny. It's like it has all the elements. I really love it.
So, I mean, kind of just dovetailing off of that, I mean, what I think she does, it's so brilliant, and I think this is just her craft, is you like who you're supposed to like, you dislike who you're supposed to dislike, and when you know, she has her jokes, she makes you laugh on cue. I mean, she hits her marks. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest thing with her as a writer for me, is that I laugh when I'm supposed to laugh, I get upset when I'm supposed to get upset, and so I think that's just, I mean, that's her talent, that's her craft, and so I think that's really, really important. I mean, I cannot tell you how many times I've read something and gone, that was supposed to be funny. Like, I know it's a joke. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know this is meant to make me laugh, but I just, you know, missed the mark. Hers doesn't do that for me. Hers always lands, and like she gets me angry at characters. She makes me resent certain characters. I start laughing when I'm supposed to. I mean, it's just, she just, I love Eloisa James. I'm never not going to recommend her. She's just awesome.
Absolutely. She hits all the points. Like you said, she's right on the mark every single time. And honestly, she said something if you haven't watched Love Between the Covers, you totally should. And I will never not stop talking about this documentary.
I've seen that thing like 20 times. So
it's so funny what she talks about. She's talking about when she writes the best that she can at that moment. And she does. I mean, every single book is just so well done. And it's so wonderful reading it. And her heroines, this is the kind of heroine that I love. So that's why I just gravitate towards her books, because I love the witty, sassy, intelligent female heroine. And that's what she writes. And it's just, it's so wonderful. April saying she gave it 4 stars. She loved Sweet Pea too. And she says, not to get off topic, but the last book I read was Archer's Voice. And now I'm sad I missed that chat with you guys. Yeah, I recommended Archer's Voice to April, and she read it and she loved it. And I love it so much.
That's still one of my favorite reads of the year. I've already surpassed my Goodreads goal, and I always forget to log certain books. I think I've already read like 150 or 200 books this year. That's still in my top 3. Like, that's probably still my number 1. I loved that book. I don't know what it is about that book that just transcends. I mean, I just loved it so much. Archer's one of my book boyfriends now. I love him. Like, he's mine. It's okay. It's a thing.
I think it's just honestly because it's just so poignant. It stays with you even after you've read the book. Honestly, I think about Archer all the time. I think about that book and certain scenes in that book and how they were able to communicate their emotions and feelings so well, even though there was that kind of boundaries, but it was just so beautifully done. I really, really enjoyed it. April saying she keeps thinking about it too.
Oh, no, I mean, I want to learn sign language now. I was legitimately watching YouTube videos trying to figure out. I mean, this book, it's just, I loved Archer. I mean, again, it does stay with you. Like, I'll randomly start thinking about it, or I'll read something else and I'll start thinking about Archer. I don't know, my mind just drifts right on back to it. That's such a great way of phrasing it, because it's true.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, she's saying she's having trouble starting another book. Yeah, you're kind of you're in the book hangover stage where you want to stay in the world.
Well, that's the thing. Like, Archer is such a great book. It's hard to top it.
It is.
I mean, it's true. I mean, when you go to pick up your next book, you're going to be going, wow, the last book made me laugh, cry. I love my characters. Now this next author has to be another like 5+ out of 5 stars. That's a lot of pressure.
It is a lot. It is a lot of pressure.
And see, this is why, you read Eloisa James and you go read books like Wild and Love, because they're great.
I'm actually really, I want to continue on with the series. I want to finish up this series. So, because it was just, I loved all the characters, even like the side characters. Like, I loved her best friend. I love Sterling. I loved all of those side characters and stuff. So they had like such, even though they weren't the main protagonists, they still had like such big personalities and big impact on the story that it was hard not to, want their happiness as well as the 2 main protagonists. So I really enjoyed this book. I really did.
Oh no, I mean, this is why, again, I think she's so brilliant. I mean, you can totally tell she already, and I went on Goodreads, even though it wouldn't let me add them to my to be read list. So there are 2 more books in the series. And so reading this one, I already knew, okay, I'm going to have to go see what North is doing in Diana. Like, I knew this was going to be a book, and then that's the second book in the series. And then her best friend, again, I don't want to mispronounce Lavinia.
That's how I was saying it. Okay. Yeah.
I don't want to mispronounce this name. It's not very common. I was thinking, Titus Andronicus and that daughter with a similar name there. Shakespeare.
Yes.
I was trying to think maybe that was a reference. But yeah, I was totally waiting for her, the enemies to lovers. I can totally see that trope happening in the third one. I mean, I'm just waiting for these books. You just know they're going to be great.
And that's like one of my favorite tropes is the enemies, like the enemies to lovers. I'm just like, oh my God, yes. I love it so much. Well, there was banter back and forth too, like her and oh my gosh, they were so funny.
I was gonna say, like, I was already seeing it in this book, and it's so great
Yeah.
you can see a trope emerging for secondary characters in a very realistic way, wanting to see them in their own story. Again, you can tell she's a seasoned writer, because that's not always the case with newbies. When they have those secondary characters they're trying to hint at, but they're not really getting kind of like, you know, the movie like on-screen time. They're just kind of on in the background. I love that. I love that so much. I don't know how I feel about the second chance. Second chance is usually one of my, like, I'll pass. But, you know, I think that's where we're going with North and Diana there. So, because it's Eloisa James, I might just give her a pass.
Yeah, yeah.
Pick it up anyway, just because I love you.
Right. It's like, even though that's not my favorite, I'm probably going to read it.
Exactly. I mean, it's so hard to do second chances really well, and so
It is.
that's one of the ones I always try and, you know, unless I know the writer, I think, you know, the premise just sounds completely amazing. You know, it's harder for me to get into second chances, but it's Eloisa James, so, you know.
Yeah.
Good try.
She can make it work. She can make a believer out of me.
So, I mean, I was like, this is total tangent stuff, but, like, might as well ask. So, you loved Willa.
I did. I loved Willa. She's so, gosh, I just feel like she is like who I would be if I was living in that time period, or who I would hope to be. I mean, she loves to read. She's educated. She speaks her mind and her thoughts, even though that might not be, you know, prominent in like good company and stuff, but she does still speak her mind. I just love that scene where she was talking about the hieroglyphs with the Egyptian hieroglyphics with that one. I can't remember his name right now. The professor or the
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his
what
name.
I'm talking about. And it's so funny because he was trying to explain why he thought this particular hieroglyph meant like sun, and she was like, that really doesn't really make sense, and this is why. And I just thought that was so funny.
I retweeted that because it was kind of that mansplaining moment. I kind of love how she called him out on that. You know, I thought that was great. I love that.
Yeah. So I just love those are like little scenes like that where she kind of showed her intelligence, even though it might have been frowned on in the company that she was keeping. But I just this is like, if there was just like a list of the things that my favorite female characters or my heroines had to have, really, it would just picture Willa. She was just so cute, and I love how, and I just love how their relationship progressed as well. Like he was saying, like, she's not one to be seduced. She's not one that's just going to fawn all over me. I have to be this woman's friend first. And I loved that. Like he wanted to be her friend. And I just thought that was really sweet and cute.
I think you just stole the words right out of my mouth, because I think I appreciated him because of how he interacted and treated her. So I think that kind of really impacted how I got along with like Alaric there. I was going, okay, the way you're interacting with her. I mean, so again, this is why I think Eloisa James is brilliant, because usually this would bug me. If this was not her and wasn't handled the way she did it. So because he's this famous, you know, almost notorious, you know, explorer, he wrote his books. For those of you who haven't read the book, you know, he's been away, he's been traveling, he's been writing books, and so when he comes back to England, he's been away for several years. He's a celebrity. He did not know he was a celebrity, but he's a celebrity. His picture is everywhere. You know, he's kind of, you know, a pop star, kind of like one of those boy band members that everyone fawns all over. The women love him, except for Willa. And so it was really great to see how he grew to appreciate her for her. I thought that was really great. It wasn't just, oh, she's the only one who doesn't acknowledge me. It was more than that, because it wasn't just, oh, she's different. There were other things in addition to her not being a fan of his. It wasn't just that one thing that separated her from the crowd. It was a number of things. And so that's where I was kind of going, yes, I like this. I like how this is slowly developing. It's not, hey, she turned me down, now I love you, instant love. I mean, it was kind of nice, that build up with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. And April is saying, I loved how she was turned off by his fame and was like, I could never be with someone being chased by all kinds of fans. I just thought that was really funny too, about how there were like posters in these girls' bedrooms, like with his likeness.
Not keeping the picture in the Bible. And I was going, this is great.
They keep their favorite one in the Bible. And I was like, oh my God, that's so funny.
I mean, because this is the other thing too that was killing me was he did not know he was a celebrity. He kind of walked in totally unprepared for all of this. That was also really great. I mean, I loved the idea of people making pilgrimages to like his home.
Yeah.
And so they were stealing bricks and they were cutting the flower beds. And she's like, I don't want to live somewhere where bricks are disappearing. I mean, the dialogue is just hysterical. She's like, I want the bricks to be there when I expect to see bricks.
And I just thought like his reply to that was just so sweet. Like I'll have someone plant new rose bushes every morning. I'll have a bricklayer on site. I was like, oh my gosh, that is so sweet.
That's the thing. Like he responded to her. He didn't just brush off her, not insecurities, but her kind of qualms or the things that were bothering her. He took them seriously. He didn't just say it'll be okay, which is sometimes what I think you see other characters do, where it's like, oh, just ignore it, pretend it's not there. But he's going, no, I actually have a solution. I will do this. Right. Which is why I love them. And again, that's why you're choosing this. Oh, so great.
Yeah, instead of just saying like, oh, she'll get over it, like, oh, she'll fall in love with me, so it won't matter, like her, like her thought. I mean, not like her thoughts, but like those feelings that she was having. She'll want me more than she cares about this stuff. And it's like he didn't just assume that. He actually came up with a solution that would make her more comfortable, so they could actually have a future and a life together. I thought that was just super, super sweet. And April's like, I loved even more that he was embarrassed by all the fame and just wanted her. Yeah, like seriously, first scene, he's sailing home, and then on the docks, there's just like this sea of, silk and different colored silk. And, he's like, what is happening? Like, do they think like some royal is coming? And it's like, they were waiting for him. It was so funny.
So I found the quote I was looking for. I printed this off, and so this like dovetails really nicely. So Alaric did not feel a shred of guilt. Prudence had written the idiotic play that was endangering his chances of marrying Willa. She was at least partially responsible for the hordes of women who were stripping his flower beds and stealing his bricks. Here's a crazy woman. He's more upset about her harming his chances with Willa. But he's like, I'm going to ignore the crazy and focus on the fact you're impacting my relationship. I thought that was great. I love that.
Absolutely. And I'm like, I love how when you tweeted earlier, she's like, we were like, what do we think about Prudence? And I'm just like, that lady is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, okay? Because she is, and I really love how the title of the book came in to effect.
I was going to mention that too.
Yeah. And I was like, she wrote this play? What?
We were talking about this last time because we had a book where I still don't understand why it was called the title. Like, I still don't get it. I still don't understand why it was called that particular title. I won't get into that again, tangent moment, but like the title was totally just, no, it did not match the content of the book. This one, I loved how it was the play. And then I love the very ending where it comes back around when he's saying, I know this is total spoilers. I'm just jumping ahead. But he was talking about crediting Prudence with getting one thing right. He will never love another woman. He pulls up Willa from the audience and kisses her in front of everybody. And so the last line is, she choked back laughter because after all, it was unnecessary to point out he was indeed wild in love with the wild, the E on the end. And then the whole cast knew it. I was going, oh, you pulled the title back in for that end line. It's one of those cheesy kind of but great moments. You're like, it's going for, it landed. It hit. I was like, yes, this is a great ending. I love that.
Yeah, I had this grin on my face the entire time I was reading it. I was like, oh my God, this is so cute. Bringing the title back in. I love it. I love when authors do that with their book titles. It's fantastic.
Again, why I think she's so brilliant. I feel like I'm just like complimenting her consistently. I mean, there's true talent there. I think it's great.
Yeah, it was an Eloisa James book. I knew I was going to love it, but I was even more pleasantly surprised by how much I really enjoyed this book.
My dog is growling about something, so if you hear him, I don't know what's going on. I was trying to like appease him. It's not working.
Oh.
I mean, I really enjoyed. I loved how she pulled the title in, and again, when the title doesn't make sense, I notice. Notice. We won't get into that whole spiel again, but I really enjoyed how she worked that in. And then Prudence, we kind of got off topic, but Prudence, she brought them together kind of because they had to fake their betrothal to kind of get rid of her because she was a crazy person.
I just love in that scene too how so in sync they were. He was just like, he was saying, and I even think I tweeted that quote about, you know, she had said no to, you know, to his advances, and like they had even kissed like sometime at this point, but she was his friend, and he even said like there is this connection that they have that's as strong as steel, and he needed her help. And then the next chapter goes to Willa's point of view, and she knew instantly that something was not right, and she acknowledged like, okay, he needs my help, this isn't real, but there's a crazy lady here, and she needs to help him out. And I just love that how their friendship kind of really transcended the physical at that point, where they just had this really strong like mental connection. Like they each knew what the other was thinking, and like she just got it. And it was just, I thought that was really cool.
I mean, I think it was because it was one of those like fake fiancés, but that was not the trope we were really going with either. So it was part of the narrative, but it wasn't the main feature.
Oh, my dogs are barking.
But I loved, again, like I think it was the dialogue, because again he says it was a setup because it was a step better than friends because betrothed people could kiss and did kiss. So we should practice intimacy to be convincing. And so he's having fun with it, like they're kind of kidding around, you know. She's like, so I think we shall have no problem with that. He's like, I want to, you know. It was just really cute. Like it was the banter, the back and forth, like he kind of embracing the situation almost, even though it was ideal for him to some degree because he wanted to keep her around. So even though it might not have been like ideal for her, she went with it. I totally agree with you. She's going, yeah, you know, if he needs me to do this, I will do this. You know, I'm not, you know, his, I don't know what the terminology would be, because I think she referred to him as lover, or, you know, prior to fiance. She's like, you know, she might not have been the lover in the current circumstance, and she's like, you know, I'm his friend, help him out. And obviously that woman was deranged. I mean, there was no hiding that craziness.
No, not at all. Oh my goodness. I was reading it. I was just like, and I just pictured it like so clearly, like how she must look in her face and how she's just like, how she was talking. I'm like, oh my gosh, this lady is crazy. And, yeah, I just really, I really enjoyed how when he actually realized that he liked her, like, and they were friends, and he realized that, and just how they were just super playful with each other. I love that aspect, and it's not so serious all the time. I love that. April is saying, I was so relieved when Willa went along with the fake engagement when Prudence showed up. I feel like I've read books before where the love interest walks in on that kind of thing, and then I think I know where she's going with it. How
they misinterpret, and all of a sudden
misinterpret it. Yeah. They walk in on a situation, just gets mad and walks out in a huff knowing what's going on. But Alaric said he was engaged to Willa and she didn't miss a beat. And she's like, yes, we are. Yeah. So like there are a lot of books where, you know, they walk in on a situation like that and they misinterpret it and they get all mad and leave. I'm really glad too, April, that, you know, she kind of just, she knew instinctively that, yeah, whatever, you know, he's my friend, whatever he needs, I got you.
I mean, again, I think, you know, he loved her before she loved him. I mean, we'll just, you know, admit it. So there is a line, and this is kind of, I don't know if this goes with this or not, but he says he didn't even like her. He's like, he even liked her dress, although it was green. He'd never liked green, but in her, he liked green. Like, he's just so positive when it comes to Willa. And so for her to help him out, I think that was just another element of her personality he was able to kind of latch onto. So I think that was just demonstrating her, again, her easygoing nature, which I think he appreciated, because that was what also set her apart from everybody. So again, this wasn't the whole, oh, she's just so different. We were actually seeing how she was different and actually getting the characterizations and fully developed. I mean, it wasn't one of those, hey, we're just going to keep telling you how different you are and how different you are. No, we're going to get the situations, you know, to play out. We're going to show you. You're going to get to experience them, you know, develop their own feelings for one another. Oh, I just love Eloisa.
Yeah, like the show, not tell. She did that very, very well.
Exactly. I mean, I cannot tell you how many times a book will try and do the same thing over and over again about how she's the only kind-hearted character. But I mean, here we have friends, you know, she's not isolated. Usually that's what writers will do sometimes. They'll just, you know, have her be the only heroine, you know, she'll be the only woman there. And I don't know why my dog is making noise in the background. I apologize. But like, she'll be the only intelligent human being who's not, you know, actively rooting against humanity. Everyone else is down, you know, they want something from him. They're, you know, money hungry or something. And so it wasn't as if she was the only female character who was nice. I mean, there were other characters around. And so the way it kind of played out was great. I don't know why he's crying. He's making noises.
Oh, he's making noises.
Oh, he wants this treat, and he wants me to play. I've been handed a toy.
He's like, throw this, please.
Yeah, you can hear the paws now on the hardwood floor, so.
That's okay. That's okay. You know, my dogs, you know, I have 3 of them, and when they start barking, it's really loud.
Like, that's the whole thing, though, like, with that situation. I think that demonstrated their relationship more so than, like, let's have a fake proposal trope. Like, I think that was more about the narrative than it was about inserting that type of archetype.
Yeah, absolutely. I really, some of the quotes, I mean, I'm going to pull up from my Twitter, like if y'all haven't been on Twitter and seen, but there's just, I know I tweeted about it, and there's just one tweet that was just, so this is when, during the situation with Prudence, and Willa walks in, and it says, Alaric held out his hand. Miss Ffynche, please join us. Then he held his breath. Willa had refused his courtship in no uncertain terms, but there was something between them, an invisible bond as strong as steel. He needed her help. And I just, I love that. Like, they're like, this is just, like, they're friends. They were friends first. And, you know, even though, like, yes, of course, like, he wanted her attention, you know, she's beautiful. And it was that kind of, like, situation at first, but they grew to know each other and actually like each other, because even Willa was like, okay, I like Lord Alaric, but Lord Wilde is this, you know, devil may care, adventurous type. But, yeah, it was just really, really sweet how, you know, they actually liked each other instead of just doing, like, the love, the insta love.
He also grew to tease him about the fans. So
Yeah.
this is the thing too, like, she evolved over the course of the narrative. Again, this is why I think I appreciate the writing. She's not a static character. So she's able to come to terms with the fact, yes, this is who he is. He might, you know, be an adventurer you know, he's an adventurer. He might be well known and notorious, but I love him. And so she kind of jokes around saying, you know, I have to be there because they're going to be fawning over your thighs. I mean, she just makes comments because as Nicole dies of laughter.
So good. And then there's a horn bonk, like someone's alarm is going off in front of my house. Great.
I mean, they grow to have fun with it. Like, I mean, I know my dog, we got the fire alarm, we got my dog, we just get, you know, it's great.
What happens when you go live, people?
But it's so cute, though, because he really does show, he's really courteous to her. He's very sweet. He's very caring. I mean, he's got that kind of alpha-esque nature, but he's not overbearing with it, which is, again, why I think I appreciate Eloisa James so much. The one thing, you know, I'm kind of going to put this out there. So, again, this is something I think she handled very well. Otherwise, it probably would have got on my nerves. But he gives her a nickname. So her full name is, you know, her first name is Willa, and then her middle name is Everett. Or maybe it's just, you know, a hyphenated last name or something. So Everett was her mother's maiden name. And so he nicknames her Evie from Everett. And so he starts calling her Evie. And so when this first happened, I'm going, this is very peculiar because, you know, everyone has their name. He renamed her. I mean, that was, he rebranded her. It's like a marketing ploy, like, hey, we're rebranding. But so I think like Eloisa James was able to execute this well because he had his own kind of personal life and then he had his public life. So because he had kind of two identities, I think it was kind of okay that she had two identities as well. So it didn't really get on my nerves the way I think it would have if he had just blatantly renamed her for no apparent reason. So I think the fact that he also had, you know, a second, you know, kind of a second name, a secondary persona, I think it worked out. But I thought it was really interesting how he kind of gave her a nickname.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, like they both did because, you know, he was, you know, Lord Wilde, you know, and the play and his, you know, books and his adventures and everything. And then, but she wanted Lord Alaric, you know, the one who, you know, was her friend and, you know, the one who, you know, is not like a roguish rake or whatever. And yeah, and I just thought it was kind of cute how he was just like, I want a name that's, you know, just for us, like private moments. And like when he nicknamed her Evie, I did think that was super cute. But it's like they both had that kind of aspect to their personalities where they pretended to be, I mean, not pretended, but they had like two different personas, as you said. Like one is for society and one is for their private moments. So I enjoyed that. Yeah, April's like, I thought it was cute with that he said he wanted a name that only he called her. Sort of like a very, you know, special intimacy just between the two of them.
Yeah, I mean, again, I kind of went with it because I realized, you know, again, this is a romance novel, you know, spoilers, that they will end up together happily ever after. So I knew he's going to accept him. I knew he's still going to be a public figure. And so I kind of went with it because, you know, when she marries him, she's a public figure as well by default. And so again, like, it's just between the two of them. So I thought that was, again, a detail, just a really nice touch. I kind of went with it for that reason, because if a guy just randomly renamed you, that'd be kind of strange. But the logic behind having the name worked really well for me.
Yeah, my going into like my personal life, my husband, my middle name is Marie, and you knew that because your middle name is Maria. But so sometimes, like when my husband is being really cute, or you know, when he's, you know, pretend mad at me, or you know, whatever, he'll call me Marie. So, and that's only something that he is the only one who has ever called me that. You know, no one has ever called me by my middle name. And the first time he did it, I was just like, that's a little weird. Why are you calling me Marie? But now I love it. So
that's so cute. Aw, so this resonated with you.
yeah, I did. I thought that was so sweet because like it's something that my husband does with me. And so I'm just like, that's just adorable. I love it.
I mean, I love the details of this book. Again, it just made me so happy. I mean, I loved that the animal was a skunk. I know we were talking about Sweet Pea when we first started streaming, but I loved how he's like, I have roly-polies for her. I mean, he's bringing little skunk snacks. And so that image just stuck in my brain, and I was just having the best time reading that. I was just, my heart, I was swooning. He's
like,
taking care of the skunk.
I love when he comes and brings the roly-polies, but then I just think about him like in the garden on his hands and knees, like finding these roly-polies for the skunk. And I just melted even more. I'm just like, this big hulking adventurous man is on his hands and knees looking for roly-polies because that is her pet's favorite snack. I'm just like, I can't. The cuteness of it is sky high.
I mean, I think she made a comment one time. The dog was like, I'm going to smack my foot against the bookshelf as I scratch my ear. This is like, again, you know, get the real feel of what our lives are like. We have, you know, car alarms in one area. We have dogs over here. I was like, losing train of thought. I don't even remember. I was so distracted by the dog. What was I saying?
We were talking about roly-polies.
Oh no! Oh, I love how he bought her the skunk in the first place. Like, he bought her the skunk, and then she made a comment when she does fall in love with him and acknowledges she's in love with him. She goes, "I don't love him because he bought me Sweet Pea. I don't love him because he brought me roly-polies. Like, I love him for him." And I was going, "This is perfect."
Yeah. April, you and your hubby are the freaking cutest. Thank you.
They really are. I mean, high school sweethearts, you know, it's just your hashtag relationship goals. You're like, again, you got to write romance novels.
Thank you. Yes, I have been blessed in my life with my husband. Very blessed. But so in the comments, what is your favorite part, favorite quote, favorite anything? I was going through the quotes that and I really loved, again, this kind of shows just Willa's very strong personality and calling him out on his crap. The one where she's like, I am not a territory to be conquered for the mere sake of it. And so, and I just found the Jasmine gif where she's like, I'm not some prize to be won, and like storms out. I'm just like, yeah, that's what she's doing. I really love that.
I know, you got me looking at the tweets now. I was like, hey, am I looking at quotes? I mean, I love the characters. I think they were really well developed. I really appreciated the relationship because, again, it grew over time. I mean, it was a very well done book, and you know, we don't hesitate here to call, you know, critique. So we mean it.
I know. That's the thing. I was just honestly, I don't even really have anything negative to say. I don't have anything negative to say about this book.
So one of my other, again, Eloisa James, very intelligent woman, she's her own English professor, she's an English professor. I kind of loved how Willa knew that Prudence was plagiarizing Shakespeare when she was in there, going crazy, just going back to the Prudence moment. So I don't know, again, prefacing, we were talking about her before, but maybe if you haven't read the book, she's Alaric's like obsessed fan. She's taken fandom to a whole new level. And this is before the internet, so you can only imagine. So he wrote a play, Wild in Love, and it depicts him. And so this is, again, why I think I also really like Willa. She's astute. So she's paying attention. She's listening to the play and how he's afraid of water, how he kind of lets her die. I mean, there's, it's not exactly portraying him in the best of light, but people kind of took it that way, so people interpreted it. So when she's all crazy and she's spouting all these things and, she's trying to sound profound, she walks in and goes, "That's Shakespeare. That's from A Midsummer's Night Dream." Like, she calls her on it. I kind of love that moment.
Yeah, she's been quoting Shakespeare since I came into the room, so it's really
so funny because I was reading this and I'm going, this sounds really familiar. I was reading the passages and I was like, wait a second. I actually had a moment going, have I read this? Is this a Bible passage? I'm like, how do I know this? I'm like, I don't know. I was great. I was like thankful she told us, but she worked it into the narrative and the dialogue seamlessly. So, even though I had a moment of pause, I was like, thank you, Willa, for telling me why this, sounded familiar.
Right, exactly. April, one of my favorite quotes was after he went to her room with the roly-polies and laid down next to her and woke her up to kiss her instead of screaming and kicking him out. She kissed him back. Yeah, that was really cute. I was like, this is probably going to end badly, but it didn't. It was wonderful. And he would do whatever it took to convince her that he was the only man who would ever wake her with a kiss. I just thought that was so sweet. And he actually made sure to wake her up because consent. That's really fun thing. So he was just like, because he was even thinking about it. He even said I'm gonna wake her up before I kiss her. And so I just thought that was so sweet. He's like, wake up, I'm here.
So speaking of kisses, this struck me as something they didn't actually include. She didn't have this in the dialogue. I noticed this. So it was so funny to me. Again, I don't know if this is feminism seeping in, but Alaric there made a comment like, "Oh, I'll be her first kiss," and then 20 pages later, she's going, "Well, I've been kissed by 2 other men, before him, But I don't think she ever actually tells him that. But I thought it was really interesting how he just made this assumption, but it wasn't true.
But it wasn't true. Yeah, absolutely. She's probably not going to kiss.
Did you catch that? Because that struck me right away. I was waiting for her to say something in dialogue about, "Oh, you're the best kisser" or something, but it never came up.
Yeah, I don't think that she ever told him that, she had been kissed twice, but she had been proposed to 14 times. So
12 of those men did not get a little kiss on the lips.
Nope.
A few of them did get down on one knee. She wanted him down on one knee, but I think when you get.
I love how the one that you tweeted, she was saying you never really did formally ask me to marry you.
Yeah, I love that. She calls him on it because she's been proposed to 14 times. She knows the drill.
Right.
He just I was going to say, I think I actually just went through that. I think I just skipped ahead of that. I mean, it's so cute though, because he saves her again, whole damsel in distress and money. So, but
again, it's literally, it has all the points. She's a strong, female character, but still, she wrote in the damsel in distress aspect for those who would like that trope, and I love it.
But I also think she was okay to some degree. She wasn't in. I mean, there was danger, but again, the humor of this. So she has this kind of. This it's called a rump. So it's supposed to help poof the back of your dress to give you a full figure, and so it was floating. It was the reason why she didn't go down in the bog. So the way her fashion, she was floating in the bog, and so she was okay. I mean, he came and got her, but she wasn't dangling off a cliff or something like that. So I mean, she was okay, which is again why I don't think the whole damsel in distress thing really got to me. It wasn't as if she was screaming out for help. She kind of just looks at him and goes, "I knew you were coming." She wasn't screaming. She wasn't actually scared. She just, I mean, yes, she was frightened after the fact. The adrenaline, she said she was shaking and stuff after the fact. But in the moment, she just had this moment of, I knew you were coming. And I thought that was so great. She wasn't actually freaking out, having a panic attack. She just was going, yeah, it's about time you got here. I mean, the way she handled it was great.
I knew you'd come, like the level of trust that she had. And also, like, even though you said she was okay, like she was floating, but, even like, she's like, she said, this is the second time you rescued me. I kind of get the impression that she's like stroking his like fragile male ego. Like he wants to be like the adventurous and save the damsel. So she's like, okay, I'll let him have this one.
So this is the other thing too. So again, me and my like literary background here, parallelism. So in the play, he's not unable to save the girl twice. In the play, he doesn't save Prudence twice. In the quote unquote real life, he's able to save the woman he does love twice. So I noticed that right away. I was like, okay, so in the play, 2 times. Over here, we got 2 times. So I was going, I see what you did there.
Right.
Again, why it didn't bother me. Like there was logic. There was more to this than simply, help me. I'm a, damsel in distress. I'm the helpless female. There was more to it to unpack and kind of look at from a reader perspective and things like that. So, which was great.
Yeah. I loved it. And I do want to continue on with the series because I want to know where this is going. So I love the Wildes.
Do you have a favorite?
I mean, right now, it's Alaric and Willa. My favorite is going to be Sweet Pea forever.
So I loved, did you guys read the epilogue? Yes,
yeah.
I did. So they have their 2 boys and the girl, and her beloved cat, Sweet Pea, was curled up next to her, purring loudly. Sweet Pea was the daughter of her father's favorite cat and named after her mother's favorite pet. She loved Katie better than anyone else in the world. I kind of love how the name Sweet Pea became like a family tradition. I think that's utterly adorable. That makes my heart just melt.
Yeah, I love that. It was so, so cute. And I love epilogues. I love epilogues.
Me too. I always want to know what happens after the fact. I'm a big, I love my happily ever after. I know happy for now works. It does. I'm not holding it against it. But I want to know what happens. I want to make sure they're happy 5, 10 years from now. I want to know. I want my epilogue. I really do.
Yeah, that's exactly why I love it too. Because yes, it's the happily ever after. You know that, they're going to get married, or they end up married, or, they're in a stable relationship. They've admitted that they loved each other. So, like happily ever after. Yes. But it's the epilogue is to just satisfy that, that feeling that you want to know that they're still okay. Like you said, 5, 10 years down the road, you want to know they're still going strong. And the epilogue gives that to you. I really enjoy the epilogue for that specific reason.
I also, so again, this is why I'm giving her kind of extra bonus points right now, is because when it comes to a series, they'll try and do this thing where you have to read the next book in the series to find out about, your 2 favorite characters to keep you coming back. I think I appreciated it from a reader perspective of you're giving me an out. Like I don't have to keep reading in the series to find out, do they have kids? Do they have a boy? Do they have a girl? Do they have twins? I mean, what happens? She kind of gave me that out, which I thought was very considerate.
Yeah.
There's so many writers where I've had this moment where I'm going, where they do the happy, the happy for now, and it's 5 books later or something, and like, and then they have their baby. I'm going, okay, but I'm following 4 other relationships to find out the one baby that I want to know about in the first place.
Right, exactly.
And again, like I understand from a marketing perspective, I get that why that's important, and I understand they want to keep you coming back, reading other books. But I think I just appreciated that because you're giving me the opportunity and like the option of saying no, I want to close the book, maybe take a little break, then I'll read your second book. But she had the epilogue there, so even though that it is a series, she did that. I just really appreciated that.
Yeah, I totally get it.
I mean, and I say this because there was one series in particular. It was a shifter romance series, and it was, I think, the second book in the series. Again, happy for now ending. And so I really liked this one couple, but it was a series of, I think, 7 books, but I only really liked that one couple. So I was reading most of the books because I wanted to find out about my one couple. I mean, this was a legit reading experience. So this is why Eloisa James, I'm giving her the extra gold star bonus point, thumbs up. Like, yes, you're considerate. Like she knows her readers.
Yeah. It's like at the moment, like you're reading that book, you're invested in this couple. Like if it's a series and you move on to the other books in the series, you're like, okay, you've moved on to another couple. I mean, yeah, that first couple is still in the background, but you've moved on to another couple. And then you'll see them, you know, like getting married, having their kids, you know, living their life. And you're like, oh, that's really cute, but I'm invested right now. So you want that happily ever after, and that you want to know their story, their epilogue, right when you're reading it. So the fact that she does that for you, she gives you the epilogue. Yeah, that's nice. Because yeah, you're invested in this book right now, but when you continue on with a series, like you're going to get invested in the other characters because they're the main focus in those books. So she satisfies your craving when you want it right now.
Exactly, because in the next book, I did go on Goodreads, even though it wouldn't let me add it to my to-be-read list because it kept rejecting me. So the next one, we got a little sneak peek into the next one with North there. He does go, I think it's the American Revolution, 2 years, then he comes back. So it's 2 years gap. We got a 2-year gap. But again, in the epilogue here, we have the daughter. I think she's 11 or 12. You have the other kids, like they're grown. So we're not going to have to wait. I mean, she's giving us, again, a different reading experience. So, you know, 2 years from now, that's going to be a very different relationship kind of, you know, pinpoint. Maybe she's pregnant with Katie. We don't know yet. I haven't read the book. But she's giving us the option of the, you know, the ending now, which I think is just so great. I love that.
I do too. She's just fantastic.
We're just totally fangirling. Just going to keep praising Eloisa.
Yeah, we were just having a great time on Twitter with her today, and it was wonderful. And comment if you want to talk anything else about this book, if anything really struck you while you were reading this book. Do we want to talk about, we've already talked about the movie that we're watching next week. What is the date for Shifter Night? I can't remember.
So I am going to be going to the RWA, you know, the Romance Writers Association, or the Romance Writers of America. Like, I'm going to their conference the 3rd week. So instead of doing our Tuesday, it's going to be Tuesday, skip Tuesday, and then the following Tuesday.
Right.
I posted, I mean, now it's probably very low on our Twitter page, so I will repost it. But I had, maybe did I pin it? No, I don't think I pinned it. I left it as.
No, the pinned tweet was the poll that we were.
Yeah, so I posted kind of a reminder of all of the dates. So it's going to be the 24th, because Nicole's birthday is the 31st.
Yay! My birthday. It's my birthday month. It's my birthday month. Sorry.
I'm like, you know, I'm already planning stuff. Happy birthday! You know, it's like a while away, but you know. What's the question?
Oh, what's the movie next week? It's Never Been Kissed. We'll be watching that and live tweeting. And you're on Twitter now, so you can do that. Love it.
Yes. So because I'm going to be at RWA, I unfortunately, you know, Nicole has to work around that a little bit, and I apologize. But I'm really excited to talk about Shifters with you when I get back.
Don't apologize, because I'm jealous you're going. I wanted to go, but I just couldn't really swing it this year. But yeah, so after she gets back from that, we will have Shifter Night. So we're just going to be having Shifter book recommendations. And so I kind of picked my book recommendations for the next book we're reading kind of around that. Since we're going to be talking about Shifters later this month, I'm just going to be recommending some Shifter books for our next book pick. So did you want to go first to talk about the books you want to recommend, or do you want me to go first? Or
you can go first.
Okay, let me just pull up my picture here because I took a picture of it. That seems like it's the easiest thing to do, is just take a picture. All right, so the first book that I am recommending is called Bad Blood by L.A. Banks. And summary, Sasha Trudeau knows all about working beneath the shadows, back alley deals, and things that go bump in the night. She also knows that the world is unaware of the existence of the paranormal, and that the government would like to keep it that way. As a highly trained special ops soldier, Sasha and her team are on an elite group of individuals who are survivors of werewolf attacks, now trained to be loyal to only each other and their government. But when she returns from a solo mission, she finds that her team has mysteriously gone missing. Shocking government conspiracies, double-dealing vampires, and a host of stunning revelations and about who and what she really is are only just the beginning. So this is kind of has a little bit of everything, you know, like mystery, intrigue, action, adventure. She's a special ops soldier. That's really cool. Werewolves and vampires. So yeah, that's my first pick. Angela, if you want to do your first pick.
If my little write-up will let me. I don't know what's going on right now.
Oh, no.
What?
I said, oh, no.
Yeah, no, when we were talking beforehand, I was like, I'm going to choose a shifter book because, you know, right away, I was on, again, even though Goodreads is acting up, I was on Goodreads, and I was trying to see what books Nicole has read and what she hasn't read. And so, again, I wanted to, you know, keeping with the theme night. So I know people have probably already read this, but, you know, the Side Changeling, and Nalani saying, you know, we have The Slave to Sensation, the very first book in the series, you know, the one that started it all. So I was like, I'm going to put this out there. You know, we're going romance, might as well go one of the pivotal romances of the shifter, you know, might as well do that. So, so for those of you who don't know, Nalani Singh there dives into a world torn apart by powerful race with phenomenal powers, and they have powers of the mind and none of the heart. So in a world that denies emotions, which sounds, you know, super cool, which is, I'm like, you know, I'm already like, they're not emotions. Like we have all these movies and stuff. I don't know if you guys saw Equals with, what's her name, Kristen Stewart. They have Equilibrium over there. I mean, just it's so great.
I love Equilibrium. Just to put that out there.
You what?
I said I love Equilibrium, just to throw that out there.
Oh no, I mean I was like, it's up there somewhere. I don't know where, but it's up there. So we have a world that denies emotions, which again, like automatically put me in. Where the ruling side punish any signs of desire. I don't want to mispronounce this, but Sasha Duncan must conceal the feelings that brand her as flawed. To reveal them will be to sentence herself to the horror of rehabilitation, the complete psychic erasure of everything that she ever was. Both human and animal, Lucas Hunter. I love how his last name's Hunter, by the way. I think that's so cool. I just love the last name. I'm like, his last name's Hunter. I'm like, you know, I'm thinking like, you know, you got the Van Helsing Dracula. I'm like, oh, Hunter. He's a changeling hungry for the very sensations the side disdain. After centuries of uneasy coexistence, these two races are now on the verge of war over the brutal murders of several changeling women. Lucas is determined to find the side killer who butchered his packmate, and I think I'm just gonna go with Sasha. That's what I'm going with this. If I'm incorrect, please tell me. You know, but Sasha is his ticket to a closely guarded society. But he soon discovers that this ice-cold Sai is very capable of passion, and that the animal in him is fascinated by her. Caught between their conflicting worlds, Lucas and Sasha, I'm just going to go Sasha, must remain bound to their identities or sacrifice everything to taste the darkest temptation.
Yes. Slave to Sensation, I read back in 2012 and gave 5 stars. That's from me to you. Yay, 5 stars. Yeah, nice.
See? So it sounds like you're due for a reread. Maybe you should vote for my choice.
Yes.
Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah,
it was definitely Angela's idea, and she kind of, you know, she's like, I wanted to do the shifter because of the shifter, and I'm like, yes, my pick should be shifter.
No, I was like, the thing is, so I really wanted to make this my choice. Like I was giving, you know, this was on my list for this month as one of my top books, and then Nicole was rereading, and she posted on Twitter, she was on the second one. I'm going, dang it, she's already read this, and I was like, I can't make her reread something. And she's going, no, you like make this your choice. I'm like, thank you. Nicole is like super considerate because I really wanted to make this my book pick. I mean, I had such a hard time choosing a second book, like because that was my first one. I was like, no, I really want to read this book.
And I said, do it, girl, because seriously, she had the great idea. Like, since we're doing shifter night anyway, she wants to do like the shifter, you know, book pick, and I'm like, do it, yes.
Well, that's the first shifter one because I mean, I read a lot. I mean, I love my shifters when it comes to like the werewolves, and you know, I love shifter bears. Like there's something about a bear where I'm like, I don't know, there's something great about like when a guy turns into a grizzly bear. I think that's so cool and awesome. And
yes.
I'm laughing. I'm totally gonna be talking about T.S. Joyce. If you guys want to go buy her books now, like I'm gonna give her the shout out in advance. Like go read T.S. Joyce. I mean, she's one of my favorite shifter writers, so little shout out right there.
Yeah, shifter bears. I mean, they do like a lot of like, you know, shifting. They shift into anything. I think with the side changeling, they're jaguars or panthers or yeah.
I think she has like a range of different shifters in the series. Again, this is one of the very few romance pivotal points that I have not read yet. I have, my list was quite extensive, so I've slowly made my way through it for the most part, but there's a handful of books and series that I haven't read yet, and so this was on the list of, I still want to read this. I'm still going to read this.
My second pick is called Tempt Me with Darkness by Shayla Black. And summary of this book here: he's an immortal knight hungering for satisfaction. As soon as Murrock sees Olivia Gray's dark, windswept hair and burning violet eyes, he's sure they've met in eons past. He's felt her soft, gentle curves writhing in pleasure beneath his own hard, powerful body. Morgana, for centuries, towering Murrock, once the mightiest of King Arthur's warriors, has endured a terrible curse cast upon him when he spurned the witch. She's a modern woman about to discover ancient magic. Olivia shares a mystical and irresistible connection with the brooding Murrock. Soon after the sexy warrior appears in her erotic dreams, he abducts her, demands she uncurse him. Their intense passion is more powerful and intimate than either of them has ever known. Olivia may be the key to unlocking the diary that will break Morgana's hold on his life. So yes, definitely some magic and different. It's a very different kind of book there. I haven't read a bunch by Shayla Black, but I have read some by her. But yeah, this has been on my TBR for a little bit, and definitely sounds interesting. I know I've read a couple of Shayla Black, and I did like what she has read so far, or what I've read of her so far. So, and I mean, he's one of King Arthur's knights. I mean, yeah, let's do it.
I'm thinking of changing my next book pick. I'm thinking of changing.
Okay.
So originally when we were talking beforehand, I was thinking I was going to do Outnumbered, which is the latest Shay Savage book, because y'all know I love her. If you tune into live streams, me and Transcendence were a real, it's a thing. I love that book. Read it. So
do it.
That one book, I'll basically read anything she writes. I've read Win Some, Lose Some, Declan. So I was like, oh, she has a new book. I'm going to read this, and it would be great to read it with the club. But now I'm thinking I'm just going to stick with the theme. And so I don't think she's watching tonight. But I have a fellow shifter romance reading friend on Twitter, Tori Luce. I'm like, yes, she recommended Dragonbound, The Elder Race by Thea Harrison. So have you read this?
I have not, but I love some dragon shifters. Yeah, I love that.
So I was going to say she recommended it. So this is coming recommended. I'll probably include her Twitter down below just to give her a shout out, so you guys can go follow my fellow shifter friend, which is so great when other people read shifter romances like you do. So and it has a really high rating. It has a 4.1 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Nice. And so she pitched it, and she told me, once you get into the series, you're going to have unicorns, you're going to have like a Medusa, you're going to have all these different types of shifters. So we're going really out of the box, which was why it caught my attention. I'm going, I want to go read about a unicorn shifter so badly. I've never read one of those. I'm like, I got to read this book.
I haven't either. That's amazing.
Well, she was also talking about the Medusa, and I'm going, a Medusa? Like, how? I've never read a Medusa. I mean, I've read kind of the mythology, but not a shifter, and in this way. Like, right. I gotta read this. So I'm making this my next pick. So Dragonbound by Thea Harrison, Elder Races book 1 is my second pick. I changed my mind. Shay Savage we can do next month. How about that?
Yeah.
So Dragonbound, half human and half wire, WYR. Pronunciation, we'll just go with it.
Yeah.
Giovanni spent her life keeping a low profile among the wire kind. Again, I'm just go with the pronunciation. Avoiding the continuing conflict between them and their dark fae enemies. But after being blackmailed into stealing a coin from a horde of... Oh my gosh. Why am I getting tongue-tied? After being blackmailed into stealing a coin from the horde of a dragon, Pia finds herself targeted by one of the most powerful and passionate of the elder races. Intriguing, right?
Intrigued.
Okay, Goodreads, stop doing that. It keeps scrolling down on me, so I'm getting... It's like, where am I going to read this? As the most feared and respected of the wire kind, again, please just go with that pronunciation. As the most feared and respected of the wire kind, Dragos Calubre, just go with it, cannot believe someone had the audacity to steal from him, much less succeed. And when he catches the thief, Dragos spares her life, again, please just go with it, claiming her as his own to further explore the desire they've ignited within each other. Tia knows she must repay Dragos for her trespass, but refuses to become a slave, although she cannot deny wanting him body and soul. And this has super high ratings. People seem to really like it. So I also really love my dragons. I love my bears. I love my dragons. I love my werewolves, I love my wolves. So dragons are one of my top. So I'm really excited to read that. I will be reading this. This is going to happen. I would just love to read it with the book club, though.
Those sound really good. I actually like the sound of Dragonbound. I love dragon shifters. They're amazing. From me to you, my fave that I love yet read in like 2008 is Burning Wild by Christine Feehan. Yes, I read the prequel novella, The Awakening, I think, for that series, and I really enjoyed it. So I do want to continue on with that series. Whatever. She's saying Tempt Me with Darkness sounds interesting. Dragonbound I read in 2011 and gave it 5 stars too. Wow, that's awesome.
Both of my picks you gave 5 stars to. I'm thinking you got, due for a reread.
Yeah, absolutely. If you read them that long ago, reread it.
I know, 2011. I mean, I was gonna say I was gonna declare my age. That was the year I graduated high school. You were due for a reread. I've gotten several degrees since then, so time to,
So yeah, we will post those on Twitter and be sure to vote. And any other comments, concerns, questions? Hi, Kristen Ashley. Hi, how are you?
I love the timing of that. You're like, hey, anyone else, want to chime in? She goes, yeah, I'm right here. Yeah, hi.
She's like, absolutely, here I am.
That was adorable.
Kristen, did you read Wild in Love? Did you love it? I was sleeping.
That tends to happen. It's okay.
I don't really get the opportunity to take naps often, but I like taking naps after work. I like sleeping. Sleeping's nice.
Yeah, so I'm impressed when people take naps. It takes me like 2 hours to fall asleep at least. For me, falling asleep is a real thing. So people say they're asleep. I'm always really weirdly proud of them. Like, hey, you fell asleep. Like, good for you.
I know I read this one article that said it takes the average person 14 minutes to fall asleep, and I said that's a blatant lie.
Apparently, because I've been looking into this because again I know it takes me way too long to fall asleep. So when I was talking to I just had my physical, she's going, no, it should take you 15 to 20 minutes max. If it's taking you more than an hour, there's a problem. So. Wow.
Yeah, there's a problem with me. Kristen Ashley, she hasn't read the book, been only reading for school lately. Oh, yeah. Well, this is a perfect book to take a break from school if you want to read Wild in Love. We actually really enjoyed it. April, question. I was looking for a Beverly Jenkins book because I've never read her and found 0 in the used bookstores I checked. Yeah, when I try to check either Bookman's or Goodwill's, just looking for used books.
Give her up. People don't want to let go of their Beverly. They don't want to.
Seriously.
No.
That is it. People do not want to give those books up because I only found her one time in a Goodwill. And honestly, it's so difficult to find her in used bookstores because she's so good. No one ever wants to give her up. Is that weird? Is she super popular? She's very popular. I honestly try either Book Outlet or Book Depository. I think the last time I checked Book Outlet, there was 1 or 2 books on there of hers. But yeah, she is extremely popular. And it's really frustrating because I want to buy literally every single one of her books, and I can't find them anywhere.
I interviewed her for my dissertation, and so she actually told me when she was first published, I believe it was Indigo, they only had a certain number in print, and so people were spending up to $1,000 to buy Indigo because it was a limited run print. And so people were spending all sorts of money to get Indigo. So this is what I mean. People don't want to give up her books. They just want to hold on to them.
Yeah, absolutely. She was saying try thriftbooks.com, Amazon. Yeah, those are definitely viable choices.
I was going to say, if you don't mind ebooks, I think you can get them for probably $4.99 a piece, which, will add up. But if you if you start with indigo or sexy, deadly sexy, because that's going to be a movie, which we have to be on the lookout for. Indigo is probably like the go-to. That's her probably the one she's probably most well known for. So I would say start with indigo.
Yeah, definitely. I need to read literally all her books.
Her, Eloisa James. We have a list going.
We do. All right, if there's any other questions, comments, please type away. We do have to kind of make this short. I do have to leave here in a minute.
No, you have fireworks to go on.
Fireworks. Yeah, I'm here in Phoenix. They do fireworks at the lake on the 3rd. Why? I don't know. But Chris and Ashley, I see I joined just in time. Yeah, to avoid spoilers and to say hi.
I know, I'm trying to figure out if there was something else I wanted to mention. I mean, I just love the quotes. I was going to say, if you just go through the Twitter feed, you can just see all these amazing quotes. And this isn't me just trying to get you to like all the tweets that I posted. But I mean, seriously though, there were just so many notable quotes. When Eloisa James, she actually said on Twitter, she said, "You're making me look up my book in a whole new way because of the quotes you're pulling." And so I messaged her back saying that there are just so many of them, and it's true. I mean, there's so many quotes you can just pull. Like, this is a great line of dialogue, and this is a great line of dialogue, and oh, this is a great description. There's just so many things to enjoy about this book, and it's so eloquent, laugh out loud funny. And I also, heartstrings get pulled. You have pets involved, of course, so your heartstrings are gonna get pulled some point in time. It's just a great book.
Yeah, it really, I just loved, as I was reading it today, I was just like, ooh, this is a really cool tweet. So I would tweet it, I was tweeting on my account as well. So yeah, there are some great quotes in here. Kristen Ashley likes all the tweets. April, my next Eloisa James is going to be 3 Weeks with Lady X. That was actually the first book I read by Eloisa James, and I really, really enjoyed it. I really liked India. She's the female heroine. That was just fantastic. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like all the books that I recommend.
I know. I always feel personally responsible when you recommend a book. I'm going, oh, please like the book. Please like the book I recommended.
I know. I was like, please like this.
Well, again, when it comes to book recommendations, it's so interesting because everyone has their personal preferences, their favorite tropes, their favorite type of writing that they look for. And so for romance books, I feel as if you're always taking a risk when you recommend something because you don't know if it's going to be hit or miss. Because someone did recommend me something one time, and I'm going, nope, did not like this. And so, it's very hard once someone recommends something and you don't like it. It's really hard to take their recommendation again.
Yeah. You're like, well.
Every time we recommended something, it's always played out perfectly, though. So I respect your opinion entirely. If you recommend something, I will read it.
Yeah, I really feel like it's just because we have one brain and we're the same identical person. We have very similar reading habits, styles. We like a lot of the same things. So it's, when she recommends something, I'm like, oh, I know I'm going to love it. So I can't wait to read it.
And vice versa. This is why whenever she marks something on Goodreads, I then go mark it on Goodreads. Oh, husband talking.
Yeah, husband, sorry. April saying, Nicole, I always wonder if you're annoyed when I snap or text you about a book. Never. I'm never annoyed. I just get excited when I love a book I read. Me too. This is why, we do this, because we love, reading romances. I love talking about it. So please continue to text, Snapchat me, or Skype me at work, because we do that too.
You have a Snapchat? I did not know this.
I have a Snapchat. I will send you the snap.
I did not know
I'm not very good at the Snapchat.
I don't know how Snapchat works. I got one specifically just to nab up writer A Hart everywhere. That's my user handle, writer A Hart, like writer Angela Hart. Get it?
Yeah.
Clever. I just wanted to snap it up just in case I decided to use it. But aside from taking a couple of fun filter pictures, that was the extent of my usage of Snapchat.
Yep, that's about it. And take pictures of the book, and then Kristen, why am I not your Snapchat friend, Angela and Nicole? Yeah, just because I don't do the Snapchat very well. So I actually didn't even know how to do like the filters on your face until like 3 weeks ago.
Honestly, I grabbed it. I nabbed up my username over there, and I don't really use it because I have every other social media platform. And it's you know, at some point you kind of have to call it. Going, okay, I'm on Twitter and Instagram every day. I have a new video on YouTube every week. I mean, that's quite a bit right there, you know? We're good.
Quite a bit of the social media.
Snaps.
He's like, send me snaps of Max.
Well, if he has my dog, Max, who is apparently not going to make a feature tonight, you can just hear him in the background. He has his own Instagram at the Bookish Puppy. So I do post pictures of him exclusively on his own Twitter account. No, he does have a Twitter account as well, the Bookish Puppy. But on Instagram, you can follow him for his own bookish pictures.
And they're so cute. They're adorable.
I really do talk about my dog like he's my kid. I really do.
Well, you have, I'm a dog mom too, so there are my kids.
You get it. This is what I mean. We really are the same person.
Yeah. We have the same person. We both have, dog children. So
and they're saying they both act up from time to time wherever he went. I just heard a thump, and I don't know if he had a treat or whatever. And so I know you have the fireworks, right?
Yeah, we're gonna call it a night a little early, guys. Sorry, but it was fun talking about this book. I really enjoyed it, and you guys have a great night. Happy and safe 4th of July. Because people can get crazy out there. Just be safe. And
if you have any final comments, tweet them. Message them now. Now is your last chance.
Now is your chance.
So basically, mark your calendars. So next week we are doing, we're all pressing play of Never Been Kissed at 8 p.m. EST, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time over there. So we have the movie watch along, and it's hashtag who pick, PICK, no ED, who pick this movie, because apparently when you type ED, it's people who are complaining that their friends are making them watch really bad movies. So we're not using the ED. So it's who pick. Nicole's leading the discussion. She's in charge. We're having pop culture fun. And then it's RWA. So the following week on the 24th, we are doing Shifter Night over on Nicole's channel, 8 p.m. EST, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time over there, because, I'm in DC, she's in Phoenix. So we have, 2 more events this month, and it's going to be awesome because it's so great talking about romances with everybody. I love it. It's so much fun. And are you gonna retweet the she made this beautiful calendar thing, so everyone can know which dates we're getting what. So loved it. Oh no, I can do that. I mean, usually because we have a little bit more time, I try and post the polls to go vote and stuff as we're talking. Oh yes, thank you. We love you guys too. But I just saw, so Saturday we are doing a virtual write-in. Yes, we are. We are doing a virtual write-in, so we are busy. We do have something else coming up in addition to all the romance talks. So because this month is Camp NaNoWriMo, which I, am behind on already. So, Me too. No. We need the write-in. So, what time did we decide? It was 2 p.m. EST? 2 p.m. EST. Yes, we are doing a virtual write-in. We're going to be, it's going to be on Angela's channel, so back here. And we're just going to be doing some writing sprints, talking about what we're writing, what we're working on, and just starting off NaNoWriMo. Great. Kristen and Ashley, I've written 9 words. Or 0 words. Or was it 9 or 0? Yeah, so, I've written 0 things. I know, I almost forgot to mention it because it's writing. I mean, we are writing romances, but it's not really romance, book club. But yeah, so this Saturday is Words on the Page-a-thon. For those of you who don't know, it's a 24-hour write-a-thon right now. So get your caffeine and get your, sugar-coated candy. It's going to be a long day of writing. Nicole has a second live stream that night, so she's going to be writing, and then she's going to be talking about some movies. So Nicole's going to have a very full day. Make sure you're following at Words. It's called at Words on the Page. I couldn't get Words on the Page on Twitter because that's too long of a username. So Words on the Page on Twitter. I'll be literally tweeting all day on Saturday, like I did today for the romantic part. So I'll be tweeting a lot to keep you motivated and posting prompts and things like that. It's Camp NaNoWriMo, so if you still need a cabin, let me know. I will send you an invite. So basically, some Camp NaNoWriMo love and a shout out to the writing process. Writing romances, also great. If you're writing romance, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. this live stream, all the romance writers out there. And so I know you guys are so great. I just saw the comments come up. You know, it's been fun. April, you're so sweet. And oh my gosh, Krishna, Ashley, I remember your niece. She was so cute. I mean, I don't want to hold Nicole up at the fireworks, but I mean, it's so great talking about romances, everybody. I love this. It is best way to finish.
I love all of you. I love you. All right, everyone. We're going to be super busy this month, but you have a great night, and I can't wait to talk to you all again.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for, you know, stopping by. And I hope tomorrow you guys have a happy and safe 4th of July. And, you know, hopefully you read a romance later that day. We don't know. I'm going to be reading romance tomorrow probably.
There are no probably about it. We are.
All the romance love in the world. If I'm not reading romance, I'm writing romance. So, you know, tomorrow's gonna be a romance day. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for reading with us and talking with us. You guys are just the best. And I mean, seriously, it's so great to have this positive outlet. And I love Nicole so much. I mean, she really is the best friend you could ever have. I mean, I love her so much.
I love you. I love you. You're my best friend.
Oh my gosh. And I don't want to hold her up in her fireworks because I know the husband's probably waiting for her, wondering why she's still talking to the little blonde. So let her go.
I was talking about you, like a little, like I think over the weekend, and he was like, "Oh, you mean Angela?" I'm like, "Yeah."
So my mom knows, like, I do stuff now, and so I was like, "Yeah, my friend Nicole." And she's like, "Oh yeah, from YouTube." Like, it's real. We really are friends. I mean, like, it's legit. Like, she's my, you know, we were meant to be friends. It was meant to happen. That's so funny though, because I feel like I know Joe too. It's weird because I've seen his photo and we talked about him. But you need to go see some fireworks.
Yeah.
I live in DC, so I'm going to stay in because we have the tourists right now, and it's about 100 degrees out. So I'm not going anywhere right now, and I think tomorrow night is so you go enjoy your own fireworks, and everyone else. I don't know if you're seeing fireworks tonight or tomorrow, or you're just taking it easy. But happy 4th of July for those who live in the U.S. If you don't, you know, ignore us.
Ignore us.
Too. But no, go enjoy your fireworks. I love your face. I just love you so much. And I love everyone who watched tonight. It's just so great. So thank you so much.
Love you. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye, everyone.